Presiding Officer, in leading on this bill for Labour, I have asked myself what are the big issues for planning and development in Scotland. First, a major block to housing development, and one I have raised many times in this chamber, is the lack of upfront finance for infrastructure. By infrastructure, I do not mean roads and utilities, although there are challenges there, but what I mean is schools, health and community facilities. This, in my mind, is a major block to housing building, and will this bill do anything to address that? No, it will not. Second, there is a real sense of alienation in communities across Scotland where they have been experiencing the planning processes. Will this bill do anything to address that? It most certainly will not. Third, the planning system as it currently stands does little to support development and regeneration both in town centres and post-industrial communities. Will this bill do anything to address that? No, it will not. Fourth, the only people that seem to be in denial about the impact on our communities of short-term lets is the Tories and the SNP in this place. Will this bill do anything about these concerns? Sadly, it will not. Fifth, will this bill address the unacceptable level of cuts in finance and staffing in planning departments? No, it will not. All of this is why Scottish Labour will be voting against the planning bill today, because frankly it has become a missed opportunity to deliver real change that is so desperately needed in the planning system in Scotland. That is not to say that there are not positive elements to the bill. I am pleased we have managed to secure some amendments that will make a difference. However, on the whole, this bill does not go anywhere near far enough as it needed to do. The planning system should be more engaging and used to empower people and communities, drive economic regeneration and protect the environment that we can all be proud of. It is disappointing that neither the SNP nor the Tories seem willing to support legislation that can achieve this. Instead, they seem to be quite content to vote together to put through legislation that won't tackle the big problems we face as a country. This bill will not solve our housing crisis. It will not tackle the problems of a lack of joined-up approach to government, nor will it deliver a necessary national house-building strategy. Instead, it is unambitious in its scope, which is disappointing as it had the potential to do so much more. This bill could have transformed the way we plan our communities. It could have made our planning system less opaque and introduced a much-needed democratic element to our approach to planning. This was an opportunity for a more balanced share of power between communities and developers. It could have brought communities and social change to the forefront. But sadly, the approach that has been taken instead is unambitious and is essentially business as usual. The SNP and Tories were happy to vote together to block communities having a form of equal right of appeal in planning decisions. I have tried to put forward amendments that would rebalance power in the planning system and give communities a right of appeal with developers to a level playing field and make the system fairer for all. Yet this is not supported by the parties, the Tories and SNP in this chamber, who instead seem quite content to lend their support to big developers rather than communities, the communities that they are elected to represent. To be honest, Presiding Officer, this bill has become an SNP-Tory stitch-up, and I hope communities across the country will remember this when they experience the planning process themselves. Regretfully, without the change that is required to ensure the bill delivers a planning system which works in the interests of the many, Scottish Labour will vote against this planning bill today.